live tonight at the murder scene. Alex, we've been hearing a lot in the last 6 weeks about surveillance video, a white Elantra, tips and evidence collection. But one thing we have not heard anything about is the murder weapon, the knife that was used. And today you found out something pretty darn surprising from some of the local stores around town that sell knives. Tell me what you asked and what was answered.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, we're dealing with a period where we don't know all that much new information from the police unless they give it to us. And right now, today, we didn't get any new updates. And so we were digging into what we do know, something that we learned at the very beginning of this investigation, what police believe was the murder weapon. They call it a fixed blade knife. I wanted to find out just how easy it is to get one. And it turns out just about everyone's got one in Idaho.
Detectives are back to square one, sorting through more than 7,500 emailed tips, more than 4,000 phone tips, and more than 4,500 digital media submissions, all related to the information they have put out publicly. A white car, an approximate time of the murders, and the suspected weapon, a fixed blade knife.
It switches out all the blades too.
Turns out, hunting culture and owning knives is incredibly common in Idaho. Whether it's a hardware store, a sporting goods store, or an antique shop, you can find a fixed blade anywhere, and you don't even need to be 18 to purchase.
Knives, no. You can buy knives anywhere. Nobody questions that.
The store owners and employees I spoke to say they don't pay attention to who buys or think twice about their intentions. They don't discriminate or ask what they plan to use the weapon for. But after these murders, they say they may put more thought into it before selling.
So this is something you start to think twice about, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, Well, and, there's a couple things around that I think, I hope nobody picks that up and comes this way. Well, and, there's a couple things around that I think, I hope nobody picks that up and comes this way.
And I want to make clear that just about everyone I spoke to said they're cooperating with this investigation in any way they can. They want to see it be brought to a conclusion and justice brought to these families. But even still, Moscow police say they have no suspects, no persons of interest, at least that they're letting us know about.
So this is so interesting. Look, I know that knives are common in Idaho. It's a big hunting area, so it's not unusual to have a lot of knife stores. But you were able to at least get to 3 of them today. All 3 of them said they'd been visited by the police. That's correct, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. They said at some point over the last 38 days, they've been visited by police and, again, just trying to hand over whatever they could to help provide more context to the police.
But the weird thing is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Alex, because this was astounding in your reporting today, that the police did not ask any of the store owners or managers or workers that you spoke with today. They did not ask them if they had sold a particular kind of knife. That question was not asked of the places you visited.
Yeah, I had visited a hardware store, an antique store, and a sporting goods store. And from the owners, the managers, and the employees I spoke to, they all said that when it came to around the time of this murder, the police did not ask them what kinds of knives they sold, what types of knives they sold, how many knives they've sold. Of course, this is only 3 of, dozens of sporting goods stores and stores that sell knives in this area, and of course in the greater area of Idaho and Washington, only 10 miles to the west. But you're absolutely right. From the people that I spoke to today, they said that as far as knife sales go, that was not a specific question that they were asked.
Because early in this case, there'd been reporting that one knife store, or at least a store that sold knives, had been asked about a specific kind of knife. I'm just going to show it. It's a K-bar knife. And he was asked if he had sold a specific kind of knife like the one I'm holding. And the answer was no, that store did not sell this kind of knife. So it's shocking to hear that those other stores weren't asked that question. The other unbelievable piece of information I think you were able to get today, Alex, was the surveillance piece. Like the police came and asked these owners or these stores if they had surveillance outside. But did they ask for any surveillance video from inside where somebody might actually make a purchase of a knife?
Yeah, we followed up with these store owners, employees, staff, managers, etc., asked them about that specific question. They all told us it's pretty much been exterior footage only. They couldn't recollect being asked about interior footage. And just like you, Ashley, that kind of astounded me as well. I followed up just within the last hour with the Idaho State Police trying to corroborate this information. And the public information officer for the Idaho State Police said that they couldn't confirm which stores were visited, which questions were asked, who they spoke to. Said that they couldn't confirm which stores were visited, which questions were asked, who they spoke to. Of course, it's been 38 days, and I'm sure they visited countless stores. But basically what the Idaho State Police was trying to say was that we are gathering information about all sorts of business opportunities and operations, and it's all in an effort to build more context.